What is the trashiest thing somebody has done at your family Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving at my family's house was always packed, a big, loud affair with relatives coming from all over. The kitchen was the center of everything, and food was the star of the show. Everyone brought something or helped cook, and there was always more than enough to eat, usually. There was one family member, though, who made the holiday a little less enjoyable year after year. My aunt. She had a habit of bringing several massive Tupperware containers with her, like the kind you'd use to store a week's worth of leftovers, except she'd fill them up right there at Thanksgiving dinner. The moment people finished plating their food and started moving toward the table, she'd already be in the kitchen, unpacking her giant containers and filling them up with whatever wasn't yet eaten. If you wanted seconds, you had to take them right away during the first round, because there was often nothing left by the time she was done stuffing her containers. I remember plenty of times watching my family members hesitate, nervously glancing at the half-filled bowls on the table, knowing Auntie had already claimed whatever was left. It wasn't just the way she took the food, though. There was the attitude. Whenever someone tried to take a little more, or, heaven forbid, grabbed seconds after she'd started packing up, she'd shoot a snide comment about how much they were eating, like everyone else was overeating or being greedy. The hypocrisy wasn't lost on anyone, especially since she'd never sit down and eat with the rest of us. She was always in the kitchen, hovering over the containers, filling them, rearranging lids, and generally acting like she was taking food home for a month's worth of meals. I don't ever remember seeing her join the family at the table with a plate of her own, sharing the meal. It was always just her, the containers, and whatever leftovers she could claim. Then there was her daughter. At 28 years old, she was there too, but barely spoke to anyone the entire evening. Instead of mingling, she spent most of her time near the kitchen door, silently snatching the shrimp hors d'oeuvres from the platter and feeding them to the family cats that were wandering through the house. The whole situation was awkward and uncomfortable. It felt like Thanksgiving had turned into a food grab instead of a family gathering. The atmosphere shifted every year as people tried to avoid conflict, but felt irritated or embarrassed by Aunt's behavior. Eventually, the family decided enough was enough. They're no longer invited. The decision brought relief. The kitchen felt lighter, the food lasted longer, and the rest of us could enjoy the meal without the constant stress of watching our plates or hiding leftovers. Looking back, it's wild to me how common this kind of behavior can be at family gatherings, but also how strange it is to have it be so blatant. Aunt's antics became a kind of family legend, equal parts frustrating and bizarre. That Thanksgiving marked a turning point. Without her and her daughter there, the holiday felt more like what it was supposed to be, a time to eat, laugh, and be together.